Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling a really big one, a text that's just undeniably shaped so much of human history, the Bible.
Absolutely. It's huge.
For what, over 2,000 years? It's been more than just a religious text, hasn't it? I mean, it's acted as this massive cultural force. You see it inspiring art, influencing laws.
Shaping lives.
Exactly. And the source we're digging into today really emphasizes how it's transformed countless individual lives. So our mission here is to explore some of that wisdom, those core concepts. We want to give you a kind of shortcut to understanding its lasting impact.
Right. And building on that, we really want to get beyond just acknowledging its historical weight. We want to pull out what the Bible actually teaches, according to this source we're looking at, and make those big ideas accessible, maybe even relevant for you today. We're drawing from a really insightful video that does a great job distilling the core messages.
Okay, sounds good. So let's unpack this then. What is the Bible? Because it's easy to just picture one single book, right?
That's the common image.
But the video we watched makes it clear it's not quite that simple. It's more like a library, actually. A collection of 66 separate books.
66, yeah.
And it's split into two main parts.
Mm-hmm.
The Old Testament, that's got 39 books, and then the New Testament, which has 27.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really staggering is how it came together. I mean, this wasn't one person sitting down to write.
No, not at all.
It was written over, roughly 1,500 years?
Right.
By more than 40 different authors. That's incredible scope.
It really is. And the genres. What's fascinating here, and the video points this out really well, is just that sheer range of material you find packed together.
Right.
You've got detailed history, beautiful poetry, prophecy, very practical moral teachings, deep spiritual truths. It's all in there.
All mixed together.
Exactly. And that multifaceted nature, the source suggests, is why it speaks to so many different parts of the human experience, across time, across cultures.
So whether you're looking for history, art, ethics, meaning, it touches on it.
Pretty much. It makes it a really unique kind of resource, doesn't it?
It does. So, okay, if it's that diverse, written over such a long time,
Yeah.
What holds it all together? Is there like a central thread?
That's the key question, isn't it? And this video argues, yes, there is. At its heart, the Bible tells one big story, a grand narrative.
Right.
And that story is fundamentally about God's relationship with humanity.
By God and people.
Exactly. The source traces this arc, starting with creation, the origins of everything. Then it moves into what it calls the fall, this idea of brokenness, separation from God that kind of affects everything.
Right, the problems entering the picture.
Yes. But importantly, the story doesn't stop there. It pushes towards redemption, a path back, restoration, healing. And it culminates in this powerful sense of eternal hope.
Okay.
And through this whole narrative, the video highlights how God's nature is revealed, consistently shown as loving, but also just and really involved, deeply invested in people's lives. It's a story of interaction, care, pursuit.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me based on what the video is saying. If that story, God and humanity, creation to hope is the foundation.
How does that big sweeping narrative lead to the specific teachings, the things that have really grabbed people for centuries?
That's a great point.
It feels like that main story gives the context, right? It explains why these individual ideas or principles matter so much. They're not just random rules. They fit into this larger picture.
Precisely. The narrative provides the why behind the what. It gives depth and meaning to the teachings.
So speaking of those teachings, the video we're drawing from flags 5 key ones, 5 core ideas, it says, are really central and potentially life-changing. Shall we dive into those?
Let's do it. These are the real takeaways the video focuses on.
Okay, number 1, the video calls this the foundational moral vision, and it points directly to Jesus' summary. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and
love your neighbor as yourself.
Right, that 2-part command. It sounds simple almost, but the video suggests it's incredibly radical. What makes it so central? Well, the video really emphasizes the massive implications. These 2 commands are presented as basically the sum total of everything else, all of the law, all ethical living boiled down.
Wow.
And it's not just about, being nice. The source describes it as a fundamental reorientation. It's about placing other people's well-being right up there with your own.
Which is hard.
It really challenges our default setting, doesn't it? Self-interest. The video connects it to fostering real compassion, building strong communities. It's about action, not just belief, how you actually treat people.
That makes sense. Moving beyond abstract ideas into how you live. Okay, so building on that call to love, the video also talks about faith or trust. What does faith really mean here? Is it just believing certain things are true?
The video suggests it's deeper than just intellectual agreement.
Okay.
It clarifies that the Bible consistently presents faith as the bedrock of spiritual life. But it defines it more as trusting in God's character, his promises, even when things are uncertain or look impossible.
So less about certainty, more about reliance.
Exactly. Reliance in the face of uncertainty. The video gives examples, like Abraham in the Old Testament, who apparently trusted God enough to move his whole life based just on a promise.
Right, I remember that story.
Or the apostles in the New Testament acting on their convictions despite huge risks. So faith, as the source portrays it, is this active bridge. It connects humanity and God through ongoing reliance, not through having all the answers up front.
That's a really interesting distinction. Okay, let's talk about the third one, forgiveness and grace. The video really highlights this, calls it one of the Bible's most radical ideas. Why radical? What's so revolutionary about forgiveness?
Well, it's radical, as the video explains it, because of how it's offered. Unlike a lot of human systems where forgiveness might be earned or conditional.
Right, like you have to make up for what you did.
Exactly. Here, God is shown offering forgiveness completely freely, through grace. It's not presented as something you earn by being good enough or paying back a debt.
So where does it come from then?
The source emphasizes it stems purely from God's love, unconditional love. The video uses that powerful story, the prodigal son.
The one who messes up badly.
Totally. Wastes everything, makes awful choices. But when he comes home, his father doesn't demand repayment or lecture him. He runs out, throws a party.
Yeah.
That picture, the video says, perfectly illustrates this idea of unmerited favor. Getting this amazing gift you didn't earn and don't deserve. It completely flips our usual ideas about fairness and accountability on their head.
It really does. Unmerited favor. Okay, teaching number 4. Justice and compassion. We live in a world struggling with inequality, suffering. How does this ancient text, according to the video, speak to that? To social responsibility?
The video really stresses that this is a huge theme. The Bible isn't just about personal piety. It contains this powerful, consistent call for action in society.
Yeah, okay.
It explicitly talks about defending the poor, seeking justice for people who are oppressed, showing mercy. The video emphasizes this isn't just a nice suggestion.
It's a requirement.
It's presented as fundamental, a core part of living with integrity, reflecting God's character in a world that's often unjust and broken. It gives a framework for how people and communities should treat the vulnerable, pushing for fairness, not just charity.
So it's both personal kindness and, like, systemic change.
That's a good way to put it. The video suggests it calls for both.
Right. Okay, finally, number 5, hope and eternal life. After talking about justice and brokenness, it's easy to feel a bit, well, overwhelmed or despairing.
Definitely.
How does the Bible, as the video presents it, counter that? What kind of hope does it offer?
It's a really profound hope, the video explains. It's not just wishful thinking or hoping things get a little better. The scriptures talk about ultimate restoration.
Restoration of what?
Not just individuals, but all of creation. The video highlights promises of a future with ultimate peace, a renewed world where suffering, injustice, pain, they're gone, finished.
Wow, that's a big promise.
It is. And that gives this deep sense of purpose, a future-oriented hope that goes way beyond current circumstances. It offers a perspective that, the video suggests, can help people face today's struggles with resilience, because there's this vision of ultimate resolution and peace.
That makes sense. It reframes the present difficulties.
Exactly.
It's genuinely fascinating how the video lays out these ancient themes: love, faith, forgiveness, justice, hope, and argues they still hit home so powerfully today. Why do you think that is? Why do these ideas still resonate, especially now in such uncertain times?
Well, connecting it back to the bigger picture, the video makes a strong case that it's because they tap into something universal, something deeply human.
Like fundamental needs.
Yeah, exactly. Whether you approach the Bible as, divine revelation or as ancient wisdom, the message itself, as presented in the source, speaks directly to our core longings. Longings for meaning, connection, redemption, stability.
Things we all grapple with.
Yeah, absolutely. In a world that often feels chaotic and confusing, the video suggests the Bible offers some profound answers, or at least a solid anchor. It definitely speaks to your own search for meaning and stability, doesn't it?
It certainly seems to try. What an incredible journey we've taken just now, looking at the Bible structure, that central story, and then diving into these 5 huge teachings, the video really does make a compelling case for why this text remains so influential.
It really does. And, as the source itself concludes, the Bible isn't just presented as an old book to study academically.
Right.
It's framed more as an invitation to a transformed life.
An invitation.
Yeah. So maybe a good thought to leave with, something for you to reflect on personally. We want to pose this question directly to you. Which of these 5 teachings, love, faith, forgiveness, justice, hope, which one resonates most with you right now? And how might you maybe explore that, reflect on it, or even try to, live the word in your own life?
That's a great question to ponder. We really hope this deep dive, drawing on the insights from our source video, has maybe sparked some curiosity, giving you a richer understanding of this monumental work.
Hope so.
Carry these ideas with you and perhaps dig deeper into whatever really caught your attention. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.